You posted on Instagram already?
Yeah, I did a little. Oh, mic check, mic check.
Yo. What's up, Full Circle? It's your boy Flash, man. Coming with another Wealth Wednesdays. Today is January 21st, Wednesday, 2026. We coming live and direct today. We coming, you know what I'm saying? You know how we coming. It's us.
Yeah, my
Tell 'em what
man.
it is. Bro, put them bust down though.
Yeah,
Niggas
gotta
ain't
put the
seen
Apple
the
Watch
bust
on.
down.
Man, you guys already know, man, it's your boy Official Go Getter, man. We about to have a good Wealth Wednesdays, man. As always. How's the week going so far? How you feeling?
Good week. Yeah. Good week, man. Wednesday, right in the middle of the week. This is always the best time to reflect and, you know what I'm saying, figure out the last 2 days of the week. So when it comes to the weekend, that's all preparation. Come next Monday. Come on now, start of the week. Get it going. Otherwise, I'm feeling good, man. Woke up good. I ain't eat yet, I ain't gonna lie, but I did have a lot of water.
Yeah, man, I ain't had my smoothie yet.
Yes,
I'm looking forward to that after this.
What about you, though? How you feeling?
You know, I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good, good, ready to get to it.
Come on.
You know, been a good last couple days. You know, Monday, the markets was closed, so the day was a little different. You know, it took the day to kind of, just take some time, turn the phone off and vibe. Tuesday, got back to it. Now Wednesday, I'm ready to get talking about this market drop, man.
Come on.
So, as a disclaimer, as always, man, run a disclaimer for us.
Not financial advice. Make sure you always do your own research, especially when it comes to getting into the markets and talking about assets and things of the sort, man. We are not your financial advisor. Make sure that you always are. Make sure that you're always doing your own research and take everything what we say with a grain of salt because, like I said, we're not your financial advisors. Without any further ado, let's get into it. Do I need to scoot up a little bit?
Say that again.
Do I need to scoot up a little bit?
Nah, you good, man. I'm just making sure it's right for the screen.
Left.
But yes, sir, man. So let's get right into it, man. Waste no time getting into these markets, man. You guys already know. We're gonna start off looking at the S&P 500. Let me clear all this stuff right here. We're gonna go to the daily time frame. Looking at the S&P 500. If you guys don't know what that is, I'm gonna explain it briefly. S&P 500 is the top 500 publicly traded companies all in one index, man. This is what we look at to gauge the overall market, right? So the S&P 500, man, we had a big drop, right? So every week for the past, 4 to 5 weeks now.
Yeah, it's longer.
Longer than that.
Yeah.
We've been talking about this $700 level, right?
About 8 weeks.
About 8 weeks. Can you? How does the screen look? Can you see how the screen looks as I'm doing the chart, brother? As we talked about.
I'm gonna bring it up a little bit.
Yeah, bet.
I'm trying to get your. I know how you feel me.
Yeah, it's all good.
Right there. Faction.
All right. So look, for the past however many weeks, it's been a long time now. We've been talking about this $700 level. We've been trying to get there, and market was getting there. We was getting there for the last week or so. We was inching up, rejecting off that 695. Look at the last few videos when I talk about the support and the resistance, right? We had the resistance at that 695, and we had that support at 686, right? If you guys want to know how to read the charts, how I look at it, I had it marked out the Friday low of last week, the weekly low and high of last week, and the Friday low and high of last week. And that's what I had originally before I cleared. But if you guys want to look at that yourself to get a better insight, man, go to the Discord, man. That's already in the Discord. I dropped 2 Discord-only videos so you guys can know how to do that yourself, man. So look, we had the support at the 686. And you see how we was bouncing off of that, man. Yep. We was bouncing. You see this range is going crazy, right? So we cut right through it, man. So on Tuesday, we cut right through it. And we went from that 692 that we closed at on Friday and instantly dropped to 680, man. So And that was due to the fact that Trump ended up having something to say about the tariffs, man. So let me pull it up for you guys. I have put it in Discord, man. Also, for our new videos, while you guys are here, Flash here just dropped a takedown Tuesday. So you guys get a breakdown on the crypto. That was just last night. Let's go over here to the stock market news. That's where I be putting the stock market news at. So look, right here, we got U.S. stocks tumbled Tuesday after President Donald Trump threatened to impose 10% tariffs, rising to 25% by June on imports from 8 European countries to pressure them to accept U.S. control of Greenland, right? And for the people who don't know what tariffs mean, I'm going to briefly explain it. I'm going to try to explain it in the easiest way possible. I'm not going to ramble, right? And tariffs, to make it simple, is our country taxing another country on the imports they want to put in this country. Would you say that's correct?
Yeah.
And if you feel like you got a better way, you do it as well.
No, I think you said it perfect. Yeah.
You say how you would say it too, just so they can have a different understanding, a different perspective.
I got you. A tariff is, from my understanding, said we were trying to ship goods from another country. There's a tax for that. And depending on how big of the tariff is, say, I think it was 25% is insane. So, like, that's the 25% tariff on all of the shipping goods. So, say you wanted a lot of rice, 25% on that.
So boom, and then that impacts us as consumers because we got to pay more, which is why the market reacts in a way where it's like, oh my gosh, how's the economy looking? If this happens, we gonna have to pay more on the back end as the people. Yeah. So saying that to say, and then we can talk about that a little bit as well on the Greenland thing right here, because I also put something in here. Global stocks slide. This is exactly what it was yesterday morning after Trump threatens new tariffs over Greenland. And let's look into, just real quick, why Trump wants Greenland. We ain't gonna go in a rabbit hole, but don't do that. Oh, they trying to make me pay.
Hold on.
Let me hit the, what you just hit?
Control R refresh. Damn.
Control R, I didn't even know that refreshes. Look, we just gonna go to ChatGPT real quick for us, man. We ain't gonna overdo it. Yo, chat, in 2 sentences, man, tell us why Trump wants Greenland for our viewers right now live on Twitch. It didn't even do it, man. Chat. All right, bet. Donald Trump wanted Greenland because it holds major strategic and military value sitting between North America and Europe while offering a key position for Arctic defense and global power projection. It also contains vast untapped natural resources, rare earth minerals, oil, and gas, and becomes more valuable as climate change opens Arctic trade routes. So this is why Donald Trump wants to take over Greenland and its territory, right? We get natural resources, we get defense from certain countries, we get rare earth minerals and oil and gas. Break down what you just asked.
Okay, so the first thing that stood out to me was it said major strategic and military value sitting between America and for Arctic defense and global power projection. So, and I was like, defense from what countries, right? Because ultimately, I searched it up. It said primarily Russia and China. Russia has rapidly expanded its Arctic military presence, bases, submarines, missiles, while China calls itself a near Arctic state and seeks influence over Arctic shipping lanes, resources, and infrastructure, making Greenland a key early warning and strategic defense position for the U.S. and NATO. And so from my understanding, right now it's filled, just based off of what it said, Russia and China are already there, and they're already kind of preparing themselves for the U.S. to either get it or like kind of stand the ground type of thing. This, to me, this kind of sounds like a kind of like Cold War type of vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not at war, but countries are competing.
Yeah, because just like with the AI race, like it's more than just an AI race, man. It's like this right now. All these countries are in a race to who can get the most resources, so we can have the best AI, we can have the best technology, we can have the best over the next 10 years, man. So that's the race that we're in, and that's kind of like the war that we're in. And that's what shocked a few people when it came down to Trump saying that he was gonna impose those tariffs on Europe, because if you're gonna do that to them, you're gonna put 10% on them, and then 25% by June. How are they gonna react? Now that starts a trade war possibly. There was something that I want to touch on right after this, and on CNBC, I had got a notification on my phone saying that he had said something about. Read this real quick. But it was something about the lines of just so I can finish my thought real quick and not leave you guys. Trump pulled back on what he said something about yesterday, so we're gonna look into that after this. So go ahead though.
After breaking down what he had just broken down, I said, what does Greenland have over these countries, right? And it says Greenland gives the U.S. and NATO 4 major advantages over Russia and China. The first advantage, it says early missile detection. Greenland sits directly on the shortest flight path for Russia ICBMs to North America, allowing radar systems to detect launchers minutes early, which is critical in nuclear defense. But for us to be talking about nukes is geographic choke point. It controls access between the Arctic, North Atlantic, and North America, limiting how easily Russia or China can move submarines, ships, aircraft unnoticed. Okay, so it's just like a middle ground for everybody ultimately, and where it's like a race to see who can get
who can get that point. Because if you get that point, you get the control over everything.
Exactly. It's on top of the tariffs, right? Because what I wanted this to give me was kind of what did Greenland have to offer when it came to Trump trying to take it over, other than defenses. I'm thinking like, not oil, but gold, right? It may have a bigger. I don't know.
So and I know exactly what you mean by that. And then the only thing what I could think of when it came down to the oil, gas, right? Minerals. But rare earth minerals, like right now, I don't know what the exact things are called, but there's certain like minerals and certain things that they need to power this AI, right? So, and Africa is one place that has it.
Yeah.
Greenland is a place that has it. Venezuela is a place that had certain things that is needed for this energy. That's what it is. Energy. Yeah. Energy is what we're looking for. That nuclear energy. That's what Greenland has. That's what Africa has. That's what all these countries have. Because I was also, not to really go on a tangent, but the other day I was looking into Africa, and I was looking into how that's one of the most untapped sources out there, right?
You're telling me.
And you got China forming. You got China and the U.S. They got deals with Africa, and China's trying to get in right now. China's in favor with Africa to really be able to get their resources, because China actually helped Africa, and they helped them with
in a lot of
getting
ways.
Streets and I only know something about just helping them with roadways. You may know a little bit more, but based off of that, man, this is a race to get these resources. And
Absolutely.
Trump is literally at this point where he's like, man, by any means, I'm not trying to lose, man. He already went to go capture Venezuela, right?
Yeah.
Now he's trying to go capture Greenland, man. He's not trying to lose by any means. And it's a real race right now. After I was looking into it, we're neck and neck with. It's no longer U.S. over China. Like, you got multiple top countries now, and now it's at the point where it's like, man, who's about to get that one?
So also want to say real quick, the fact just that last part specifically, that is the U.S. That's the American dream, right? Where the U.S. thinks that they're better than other countries. A lot of people have never been there before, right? And so technologically, China's been way advanced than us, right? They got fucking robots doing backflips.
Yeah,
they got robots doing backflips. You feel me? We have large, especially when it comes to China. That's a whole different other rabbit hole. But I'm gonna ask one more question.
Go ahead.
Get further.
Yeah, and I just want to touch on it. So the reason why we are looking at this, guys, is because what happens in the news reflects what happens in the stock market, right? You just saw, okay, Trump's got this tariff thing going on. He's trying to take over certain countries. You saw what happened with Venezuela, and when you see a reflection in the stock market, it's not just for no reason. If you see a stock, if you see the market down that day, right, and it's down more than it is usual, you can look into the news and see why, right? If it's up, you can see why, right? You can actually look at fundamentals, right, which is what we look at the news. That is called fundamental analysis, and you can use that to make money with the technical analysis. So if you guys is able to grasp all that, that's why we're here. So break down what you looked up for us.
So I had Googled, or I had asked, what specific what specific rare materials would it be? Gold, energy, what is it that the U.S. can gain from, I meant to say Greenland right there, as well as other countries. Greenland, and Chat said, Greenland isn't valuable for just one resource. It's valuable because it holds several strategic materials that modern economies and militaries depend on. So this is what I was really asking right here, the rare earth materials, REE. It says neodymium. Yeah, all these rare materials. Yeah. It says used in EV motors, wind turbines, missiles, fire jets, and smartphones. Why it matters? China controls 70% of global rare earth supply. Damn, Greenland offers the U.S. and allies a way to break China's monopoly. Before we even get into there, just like you said, it's a competition to see who gets the most. And like I said, technologically, I didn't know about the rare earth supply, but
yeah,
I do know that, you know what I'm saying, China got face recognition scan. You can't even, you can buy shit with your face, you know what I'm saying, go to the grocery store. It's not like a super dystopian place yet, but you know, you could, your face is valuable.
Yeah.
In China. It's not just like, it's not as little as our phone, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uranium, used for nuclear energy, national defense, energy independence, and strategic stockpiles for defense systems, oil and natural gas, critical minerals, the quiet gold mine. It says lithium, cobalt and nickel. I don't know what happened. Graphite, zinc, and copper. And these are all on the periodic table.
Read what those do for us.
I got you. Yeah, lithium battery. Lithium is batteries and things of that nature, right? Our phones have lithium, computers lithium. You know what I'm saying? Cobalt, nickel. Those are okay. So from my understanding, you can weld with these two because it's a metal. It's a very, it's not thick like copper's thin, I think. You know what I'm saying? And it holds. Not a biology or chemistry lesson. Anyways, these are good for building shit, you know what I'm saying? Energy storage, containing energy. Graphite is a type of metal too. Very dense. It says smartphones and semiconductors, so that's computers and batteries as well. So obviously graphite and lithium go hand in hand. Zinc and copper. All of our phones are made out of zinc and copper. Sometimes, you know, Apple try to go that aluminum route. You know what I'm saying? A lot is hard plastic. Yeah.
Bet.
These are called critical minerals because without them, no clean energy transition, no advanced weapon systems, no semiconductor dominance. So that means for NVIDIA. Ooh, actually, we just opened a, I don't know what I did over there. We just opened up a little rabbit hole, low key, because say we got the Greenland.
What does that mean for without them, no clean? Because that's the whole because all in all, that's the whole point in everything that was just read. These are critical minerals. Everything that was just read. Without them, we get no clean energy transition, no advanced weapon system, no semiconductor dominance.
Yes, sir.
And that's why they want everything, right? That's why they want the Venezuela and Greenland. Gold, actual gold. Present, but not the main prize, right? Strategic value is far less than rare earth and critical minerals. So yes, they have gold everywhere, but that's actually on the lower scale of what they want from Greenland. So look, man, Greenland got the resources that is needed for our future, right? So yeah. Bottom line, Greenland is not about flexing land ownership. It's about owning the inputs that power the next 50 years of tech, energy, and defense. Gold is a bonus. Rare earths and critical minerals are the real crown jewels. And hey,
right here too. Just over that first one. All these we already kind of talked about, but just emphasizing the supply chain independence from China, right? Because we get a lot of our imports from there. That's why these tariffs is hitting so different. You know what I'm saying? Because we need China has a lot to offer. You know what I'm saying? It's China.
Yeah, man.
China was making iPhones. China was making Nikes.
They was doing it. So to wrap it all up, man, that's why we ended up looking at all that information, man, because that is the reason why the stock market ended up going from that 694 rejection that we was at to 680, right? And this happens, right? The last time this happened on a dip, that was last April, like we talked about, and we hit a low of 480 and 83,000 on Bitcoin. And right after that, we shot up, man. So I'm not telling you no financial advice on what's going to happen next, but this is where the market is at right now. And we always say take advantage of the dips, buy the dips, right? What goes up must come down, and what goes down will come back up at some point. So look, you can go ahead and take over for the Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. Let's go on a daily time frame. So
you can also hit the button to remove stuff if you need it.
So right here, we see Bitcoin is sitting at 88,420 USD for one Bitcoin. We were just in that range of mom calling during Wolf Wednesday is what she doing. We was just in that range of, we were in the upper 90,000s. We hit the high of 97,000. So we kind of had broke that range where we were at before. Let me see. Call it about right here. That's 74,000, which is the ultimate low. Can't go down there. You got that high up here. I'm not giving a analysis overall. Just a quick. What we see real quick. That's 84,000. And I believe about right here was where it was at before. We are in the range, and overall the entire crypto market is down right now because of all the stuff that is going on with China and all the things of that nature. The stock market is looking, or the crypto market is looking down right now. There's a lot of things that are contributing to the fact that Bitcoin is below 90,000 once again, right? We were just here for almost the entire month. We had just broke out what day is this? Last Tuesday, we had just broke above. We did touch the resistance level on the 8th. And this is at 94,000. Kind of sat around there for a little bit. If I go on the daily time frame, I see the candles we danced around 94,000 for a little bit, broke it, or touched it, went low. This is another area of where it bounced off of the bubble. Came through, hit the resistance, broke it. We was at 97,000, like I said before. Actually, 98. Oh, no, just about 98,000. Really close. And now we're here. I'm gonna look at CoinMarketCap real quick just to show you the overall market and not just Bitcoin. See what I'm saying? I think the last time that we had this conversation last week, we were at 32 trillion, and we're down 1% on market cap for the entire crypto community, right? And that fear indicator was around the middle. It was about 45, and so we had some good insight on what we saw for the crypto markets. But because we got all this stuff going on, Trump with the tariffs, a lot of people are heading towards, instead of assets like Bitcoin, you know what I'm saying, and all these heavier risk assets, gold is what's rising right now. You know what I'm saying? Gold hit that 40. Gold is at its all-time high at 4,853. I don't know what's going on. And gold is rushing. This is on the daily time frame. We go on the 4-hour to make it a little bit cleaner. You see nothing but higher highs and higher lows, right? And so a lot of people are pulling out of these riskier markets like Bitcoin and crypto overall and pumping gold, which is one of the reasons why the crypto markets is down. Ultimately, yeah, that's Bitcoin, man. Hopefully we could come and we could see we're on the 4-hour right here. Yeah, we're in this range. Broke the range. We're prices at 97. Yeah. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks we can see. I honestly think that this crash is coming and it's gonna hit us real nice. It's gonna hit the entire stock market. Gold, like I said, gold is a safe haven asset, and for it to be hitting all-time highs almost every day since this week started. You know what I'm saying? And even last week. What is this? Yeah, even last week, or I guess that's 2 weeks ago. Today's the 21st. But we hitting all-time highs. People are going towards safe haven assets is like gold and silver. Silver is also at $93. I think they had the high of like 95. Yeah, see, almost $96 for 1 ounce of silver. And a lot of people are, getting into things that are physical. So I did see something real quick. I'm gonna go too further, but there were places that weren't allowing people to buy gold and silver because it's like a, what would you call that? What is it called? The QE or QT?
Quantitative tightening.
It's like that type of ordeal, right? Where it's a squeeze. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so ultimately, what I'm saying is we got price going up. We gonna keep going up. Let me see. One more again. We got price doing this. I don't think that we would see a $5,000 gold, not as of right now, but there's gonna be a lot of this coming up soon because of what this market is looking like. And got to get prepared for that. We got to talk about that and get deeper into what this squeeze is going to look like when it comes to the market, because gold should not be rushing like this. And then we have our other indices, right? We have just like we was in that 700 range on the SPY. US 30 was in that, you know what I'm saying? We were at a good level, but now we got gold rushing, and it's kind of messing up the game for everybody.
Yeah, man. You guys heard it here first, man. So that was the breakdown with the markets and the charts. How much time we're looking at anyway? We had the breakdown of we had 30 minutes, 27, right? We had the breakdown of the Greenland and Trump, and we had the breakdown of the markets, man. We can hop right into the inner circle. How you feeling? You got anything you want to touch on before we get into it?
Like market wise?
Yeah.
Real quick, let's see what this talking about. 28. Nah. And see, even the ETS, I think when we was looking at it, it was like $300.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. 6% or
Yep.
$6?
Yeah, like Flash was just talking about, if you guys want to take advantage of the gold, hop on to Robinhood, buy that ETF, GLD, right? You can take advantage of that, and it's at 442 now. Last time we looked at it, it was around $300, and get in there before it hits that $500.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
It's up 75% on the year, bro.
Yeah, man. But overall, right now, based off everything we just said, man, the stock market and crypto market has created a buying opportunity through what Trump has been talking about with his tariffs, and through what the country has just going on with the other countries, just trying to get the best everything that we need for this race of getting the best technology. You got Netflix on sale. You got NVIDIA that's on sale. You got Lyft, right? So just go up in there and go to the Discord and look through the stocks that we talk about and look through the cryptos that we talk about and go take advantage, man. Go ahead.
Crazy. Netflix at $84, bro. I was telling him under $100 is a steal.
And it's steal, man.
It's $84, boy.
Yep. So if you guys, this is why we emphasize the charts and looking at the markets, right? Because this is how you can take advantage. By looking at the chart, right? You get to look at these prices when they're at a low, and you're not gonna panic, right? Because we understand that when you see these prices at a low, it's no need to panic, right? This is an opportunity, right?
Right.
An opportunity. So yeah.
Yeah, let's get into it. Inner circle.
Inner circle, man. So today for the inner circle, we got for you guys. What's it called? What do we got for you guys? What were the topics that we had? I don't got my phone. Oh, I got it up. Oh, I had it in my notes, but I can remember off the top of my head. So last week on the inner circle, we talked about how to stay motivated and keep going as the momentum fades away in 2026 when it comes down to your New Year goals and whatnot. Because by that point, we life gets real and you're really in the midst of your goals, in the midst of life, and you probably didn't go the way you expected, right? So that's what we talked about last week. And this week we're going to be talking about some things we are saying no to during this time and period in our life, knowing that we're focused and trying to get to where we're going. And then some things that we're also saying yes to, right? Some things that we're looking to do. So we're going to be talking about the importance of not spreading yourself too thin and energy, your energy, man. So what are some things you saying no to, my man?
Yeah.
Before you want to, anything else you want to get into before you get into that?
Nah, let's straight into it. A few things that I'm saying no to as of lately is how could I go? There's a lot of lanes.
Yeah.
One thing that I'm really saying no to as of late is like low-key spending money. That's been one of my things majorly, is because I'm understanding how important it is to stack assets and really having something that you could give to your kids, right? And that's really that's on my mind all the time. And so lately I've been kind of struggling with buying me some new socks, you know what I'm saying? Buying white tees, you know what I'm saying? Like real shit. If it don't apply to the, you know what I'm saying? If it don't apply, I ain't gonna lie.
I hear you. Yeah, no, like wrapping your mind around, spending, just that excess stuff,
Cause like
it has to really matter.
You feel me? Cause like maintenance is cool. Obviously, I'll make sure that I'm always straight. But when it comes to like extracurricular, right? So I'm not buying no game, and I know that Flair is under a penny. You know what I'm saying? It's not even Flair ain't even a penny no more. Real quick, let me show. When I seen this yesterday, I was like, oh, nah, they done came back up. But last night, I was under a penny. I didn't grab me a couple of those. Just, yeah. Anyways, though, with that being said, I know that there's a lot going on in life, and I don't need to go buy, you know what I'm saying, the new Madden. You feel me? Mm-hmm. I don't need to go buy. You know what I'm saying? I already got to come out of a lot of money out of subscriptions, so I'm not buying things that don't make sense, ultimately. If they don't fit the picture, I'm not buying it. Yeah. That's how I am right now, right? And that's kind of been my mindset, because I'm trying to go hard. I am going hard at the beginning of this year. Mm-hmm. I'm starting fresh, and I am creating the system that only works in my favor. It wouldn't make sense to go, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would agree. I don't got no other way else to put it in my mind, but I'm saying no to the same thing. I'm saying, as far as financially, I'm just saying no to anything that is excess and doesn't really matter, eating out. Mm-hmm. That's a big one, really. Eating out for me, because living on my own, it's kind of easy to eat out. It's just easy to kind of just get to the point where you don't want to cook. And I had just got back in that mode where, I found my routine of what groceries I'm getting and whatnot. So, that's been my thing lately. So eating out is a big one for me. I've been saying no to that. No to just, like you said, anything excess, like during this time where we trying to get to and invest, you got to say no. You got to say no, and you got to be okay with sacrificing. You got to and say yes to investing more, investing more than usual. So that's what I've been saying no to financially. Before I move on to so I'm going to do it in pillars.
Okay.
How you feel about that? I'm gonna do. Right, so you got anything you want to touch on before I move on?
Yeah, another one in finance, just like you were saying about eating out. And I had to kind of talk to my girl about it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of times where we were going to go eat out, twice a week, right? And that, obviously that is not good for the pockets, especially if you got the future that you're looking forward to. And so, you know, we had came up with a plan, and you know, we're going on at one date every month. You know what I'm saying? Instead of eating out, we can go get a good, nice dinner that would equal 2 or 3 times going out of the week to go get some fufu or some pho, you know?
Yeah.
And so, coming ultimately, full circle moment, having that system in place that will allow you to not, you know exactly where the money's going, right? You can't be like, damn, I just got McDonald's. Don't eat that, right? But I'm just saying, damn, I just got some Cane's 2 days in a row, and I need to go do that because I know in about a week and a half, me and baby's going to go to the damn Moctezuma's or something, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's important too. You know, you guys should. I want to emphasize the fact that, you know, if you have a girl, right, and she not willing to adapt to be for the mission, you know what I'm saying? Something such as, hey, if she's not willing to sit inside the crib and have a date instead of going out every week and just be in your presence, that's not really the girl for you. That's just it. You know what I'm saying? Because more, you know, she don't really like you if that's the case. She can't really just be with you without going out on an expensive dinner. Saying that to say, I hear a lot about dudes saying, oh, you know, some girls is high maintenance, or you'll have dudes feeling some type of way and being like, oh, I gotta take a girl out all the time, because you know that's a prideful and ego thing too. If you're not being real with yourself as a man, just be like, man, like, this ain't the week right now, or maybe this ain't the month right now, or maybe the next 6 months ain't the month. You know what I'm saying? And saying that to say, you know, because being younger, I'm not the oldest right now. I'm only 22, but like during my 18, 19, you know, like I used to go through that phase where it was like, I probably shouldn't spend this money, but I don't want to tell this girl I don't got the money. Like
flexing, got to.
And you get grown men going through that now, like real grown men. You know, and that's not to knock anybody, you know, because you know we all learn at different phases. But like, you know, if you're late 20s, 30s, 40s, even younger 20s like us, man, like if the girl that you're around ain't willing to be a part of the progress and adapt the same way you are, man, just let her go, man. That ain't the girl for you, man, because you do not have to put yourself in a position to get these women. You do not have to spend money to get these women. That's it. So
vice versa too as well. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to feel like it's one-sided, because if you're as a woman and you're on your shit, right? And you're doing school, you're going to, you know what I'm saying? And you got your boyfriend, he's at the house, he's slacking, he don't got no job, right? He's not motivated. And you try to do that too, you know, and try to get him on your system, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you ain't the man for you. Come on, man, you got them dudes that don't try to leech. They be trying to leech, man. There's
a lot of bums.
There's a lot of bums, man. You're gonna be at the job for 8 hours, and they gonna be at the house on that game, right?
Asking you what you cooking when you get home and shit like that.
Not doing nothing. So it should be a team effort, man. It's a partnership, man. If both you guys should be on the same page. So.
About that, everything is full circle. You know what I'm saying? There ain't nothing that goes under the radar when it comes to full circle. Everything has to make sense circularly. It has to make sense. Otherwise, it's not full circle movement, man. And you won't see us doing it. Ultimately, everything that we tell you is a reflection of how we live every day. I told you guys that last week. This is not a facade, right? Everything that we do is full circle. Everything that, if it don't make sense, then it don't make sense.
Literally, it don't make sense. So yeah, I just wanted to emphasize that narrative and shut that down, man. You know, there's you do not need to spend your bag and please women to keep a woman, right?
Yeah.
That's it. So that's for the finance, man. That's what we saying no to financially, man. Mentally, I'm gonna start us off with the mental, and I'm saying no to just doing miscellaneous stuff, right? If it really don't align, I want to get more specific, and you know, I'm saying no to just giving anybody my energy. I'm saying no to people, right, and saying yes to myself, right? Because it really has to make sense. Back to it being full circle, right? If you're not somebody who is truly being a part of the mission, right? If you're not adding value, right? If I can't add value to you and you can't add value to me, there's no point of conversation, right? If it's a business opportunity, and yes, it's a good opportunity, but it may take away from what truly matters, I'm saying no to it, and I'm saying yes to just things that are that align, that just align, man, that just align, and not spreading my energy too thin, because that's important, right? As you build yourself up, as you work on yourself on this journey, you got to get to that point where you got to protect your capacity, so you can not spread yourself too thin and just do anything, because as you get more attention, more energy naturally is expected from you, and you got to really learn how to put your energy in the right ways, man, so in the right places. So that's what I'm saying no to, man. I'm saying no to people, right? And I'm saying no to anything that does not align. That's that.
Yeah. For me personally, I've been as of lately, it's been my mental no is honestly to myself. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of I battle a lot with making the right decision. And so when it comes to things that I want to do or things that I'm thinking about, it now requires a thought process instead of impulsiveness, right? And so I've been saying no to myself a lot lately, and that's my no. Like ultimately, because at the end of the day, if there's nobody else that's gonna tell me what I can do, I'm a grown ass man, right?
Yep.
Ain't nobody gonna make decisions for me. And so my no is knowing whether this is a good idea or not, right? And a lot of the things that come to my mind aren't good ideas, frankly, right? And so, yeah,
and that's natural, as like humans, like, man, our first thought ain't the best thought, So I think that I'm glad you said that, being able to say no to yourself, like literally, that's that.
Yeah.
Tell yourself no that you can't eat that. No, we ain't about to sleep in for that long. No, we ain't about to go out and spend that. No, I ain't going to do such and such, right? So, being able to tell yourself no and being able to say yes to yourself is important, man. Bless you over here, man. He's over here sneezing McNeezing. So look, man. Yeah, and it's important for you to do the same. It's important for you to say no to anything that's not serving you mentally, right? So physically, man, my only thing I'm saying no to physically this year is fast food. 2025, I was doing a lot of grinding, so I ended up eating a lot for the convenience, especially with me being in the city a lot, whether it was healthy or not. More often than not, when you eating food that's convenient, it ain't the most healthy.
Yeah, never.
It ain't, so I'm saying no to that. And look at this right here. Just we got Flair popping up right here. We got a trade popping up for you guys as we on here. We talk about support and resistance. You had resistance right here. You had support right here. It bounced off the support. We inching up off the resistance. You get a good play. Little 5%. But look, that's the power of support and resistance, man. But look, saying no to fast food, man. That's me this whole 2026.
Yeah, physical. What have I been saying to no to physically, man?
Food wise,
yeah.
Motivation wise, as far as I know you don't like to use the word lazy, but
yeah,
you was talking about how you would like to be more productive. You know what I'm saying? And you have been. Not saying you got to use that one. Just sparking the in the brain.
I feel you. I think that is the way to go, low key, because when it comes to, that is the one, honestly. When it comes to being lazy, I said this 2 weeks ago. A wise man told me, like, if you can get it done within 2 minutes, knock that shit out, man. And you know what I'm saying? I've been applying that. Once I heard it, it kind of clicked. I've already kind of, like when you hear something and it like the way that your life is at that moment, when you hear it, it makes total sense. Like,
Yeah.
and you probably already heard it before. It just makes total sense because the way that you are now, like at the time that you heard it, when you heard it, different. And so, if it takes 2 minutes, I'm knocking it out. And so that's my no. Being lazy, you cannot. Yeah, there ain't no way. And you already know I don't like using that word.
And maybe we can use just procrastination.
Yeah.
Because that's all laziness is. Because that's all it is. You just procrastinating, and you not working as hard as you should be. And that's something that we all go through as humans. I just got back out of my phase after grinding for all of 2025, right? And then I moved into my apartment, and I didn't get lazy, but I went through a procrastination phase where it was like, man, one of those things where I wasn't going as hard as I was to get to where I was. Right. And I was still doing what I needed to do as far as my routine, but I'm sleeping in a little bit of procrastinating. I'm enjoying life, right? Saying that to say, right? But we all go through that, right? And it's important that we be real with ourselves, because lazy don't got to be the word, man. Because lazy just sounds so negative. Lazy just it gives you a personality trait. You know, like, nah, you not lazy. I'm not lazy. He not lazy. We just human. And sometimes we procrastinate, and sometimes we get to a point where we get tired, right? And we coast more than usual. But that's life, and all we gotta do is, because it's about how you get back. It's not just about how you just stay perfect all the time, because that's not all this is about. I'll tell you that right now. That is not all that this is about. Yeah. So, anything else you want to say?
Nah, the last pillar. I'm gonna get into that.
Go ahead.
My no is listening to people that I don't want to be like, I guess, right? And knowing that they have their own energy, right? And so, just like I said, when you hear something at the right time, there's a wrong time to hear things too, because there may be times where somebody might be telling me something it could be motivational, right? Yeah. But I've already heard it and applied it and 5x'd it, and I'm doing something way different, right? So I'm reliving patterns, right? And so ultimately, I'm not, spiritually, when it comes to people's energies and things of the sort, I'm not listening to people that don't got not only themselves in their best interest, but what they're talking about. It's not,
man, I'm still in that one. Yeah, I don't even want to go and say nothing different. Yeah. This pillar was the spiritual pillar. What are we saying no to spiritually? And I'm gonna say the same thing, man. I'm not listening to, more often than not, if you truly haven't done what it is that I'm trying to do, like I'm not listening no more. Not to the point where I'm not going to hear you out, right? I'm gonna hear you out, but my energy is not going to. I'm not going to really put my energy into what you're saying to me all the way, right? I'm not gonna waste my energy. I'm gonna conserve my energy, right? Because that's what I've learned on this journey. And now that we're at this point where, what can I say? When you truly make yourself valuable, because this is the only reason why we're here. We want to inspire, so you guys can do the same thing. Like, we are on this journey for the whole 2025. Him and I came together, and at the beginning of that year, we said we're gonna make ourselves valuable, and that's exactly what we did, and it happened. So when you get to that point where you make yourself valuable, and whatever it is that you want to do, I really don't know what happened all the way, but something spiritually just happened in a way where it's like, and I was talking about this with my girl last night, but you get older and you realize the adults that you was looking up to, everybody's just human out here.
Yeah.
Everybody's just human. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because you're an age doesn't give you any type of, it doesn't give you the wisdom, right? Doesn't give you the knowledge. Saying that to say, man, when we did this just us, really, we did this just us, and you get to a point where it's not even to be cocky, but like Kanye West be talking about, like, you really can't say nothing to me.
Exactly.
You can't. What is there really that you can tell me? Right?
You don't got the answer.
And I'm not sitting here saying that I'm not gonna listen to you. I will hear you, because if there is something that I find in that, there's a nugget in there. I could find a nugget, but growing up, and this is why I'm glad you said this, because you'll go through the elders questioning about what you do, and you'll feel obligated to tell them about what you do because you're just younger, right? You're trying to prove yourself. Mm-hmm. But once you didn't prove yourself, that's where we're at now. Don't ask me what I'm doing.
Right.
And if I want to tell you, I will. And if I don't, another day, another time. Yeah. Join the Discord, and that's okay. Like, come on, like, like you get to that point really where I'm really glad you touched on that. I don't really know how to emphasize it no other way.
No, I got you. I want to touch on one part that you
said
ahead,
though.
And you was like, because you're younger and you have older people, you know what I'm saying, asking you questions, you feel kind of obligated to answer those questions to prove yourself. But I want to emphasize that there's a difference between proving yourself and then validation. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so with these on both ends, because proving yourself is one thing, right? If you prove yourself and you was the underdog and you came up, that's one thing. But you validating, me telling, just like you said, you ain't in the Discord, so don't ask me about the, you know what I'm saying, about the stock news, right? Because you're not in there. Also, I'm not validating your thinking because you don't know. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, validate you. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference between proving yourself and validating other people as well as yourself, but other people's feelings on to you ultimately. And that's why we're still on the spiritual pillar, because just like you said, everybody's human, right? And we all have to play our own type of psychological games, right? We all have to battle, and we all have to win and conquer and overcome our own battles. And so when people come and they this, that, and the third, I think you should, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that we ain't gonna listen, but it may not be the best advice for right now.
Come on, you know, like we gonna be, we gonna be humble, because we are some humble guys. But we saying this for you guys to really apply for yourself, because on this, it gets real, right? And we feeling it. And literally, like you said, like at the point now, like if you come up to me and the first thing you trying to do is give me some advice, I'm offended.
Off the rip.
What do you want, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to say you got to come to me for advice, but we're at the point now where it's eye to eye, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to. You gotta get right.
Yeah.
You gotta get right.
Ultimately.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta really figure out who it is, you know, that you are. Figure it is who it is that you are. Figure out who you are, because put that respect on your name, you know, and man, you don't gotta listen to everybody. You know, you don't. And once you, and we are not saying don't listen to nobody. That's not what we're saying. Listen to the right people.
Right.
That's it.
To the right people.
That's it.
Now, to combine all four of these things, right? What's one thing that you're saying yes to? Using all four, right? Not going too deep into one specifically, or not too far from the other one, you know? But finance, mental, physical, spiritual. What is something that you're saying yes to? You know,
I'm gonna go with that first thing that clicks to my brain. It ain't clicked yet, but it's coming. And honestly, I'm saying yes to, you know, whatever God has for me.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
You know, and that's really it, because I can't listen to nobody. Right now, the best source is me and God.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm saying yes to whatever on my heart that is challenging or uncomfortable, whatever on my heart that is taking me to wherever I want to go. That's it. Like, I'm only saying yes to whatever God has for me, which is why it's important that you have the right people around you, because what God has for me doesn't always have to, you know, I'm trying to get at the fact that you surround yourself around the right people, God will speak throughout the people around you, right? So I'm only listening to someone like my brother here, right? Who's my partner, and somebody who he's somebody who's in my, who can be in my ear, because at this level, I'm really realizing how important it is for, like, who's in your ear,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Who am I seeing, right? Because that really affects everything. I can listen to him because this is my God-sent brother, right? I can listen to all, you know, different other partners who are building with me because, well, they're in this with me. But if you ain't in this with me, I ain't listening to nothing.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? So how about you, my man?
You know, when it's crazy because when you had said, all glory to God, ultimately, when you said that at the very same time, for my answer, what I was thinking about, what I was going to say was growth, bro.
Yeah,
and that's
bro.
ultimately the same thing. And this is why, just like you said, it only clicks because it was God sent. And God sent that message to both of us at the same time, and we downloaded at the same time. And ultimately, you can't grow without God, as well as a good foundation of moral compass, but definitely ain't growing without God. You know what I'm saying? You got God in your life.
Yeah, man.
Good luck. But nah, growth, man. And overall, being in a space where I see myself growing, also being in a position to help others grow. Because just like you said at the beginning of this year, or all last year, we were building value to ourselves. And fast forward, now we're on the camera, right? And now we're doing this every week, and people look forward to coming to see us, and things like that. So just overall growth and being in a space where I can grow. Also, adapting, I guess, to systems as well. Living like I'm already that guy that I want to be, right? I already got the schedule down. I already got the push-ups, sit-ups I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? I already got the family time in line. I already got the expenses and the money chart. I already got the money chart flowing, you know what I'm saying? I know where all my money is going, all my pennies, everything. And so ultimately, putting everything together, spiritual, physical, mental, finance, growth, God.
Yeah,
but
man. Yeah,
those are hand in hand right there.
No, growth in God. That's hand in hand because
Same
growing is godly.
Yes.
Man, I'm about to get into the fact that, right before you walked in, you seen it when you walked in, I had Jim Ron playing. And, man, he talked about, this is Jim Ron speaking. This is a motivational speaker, man. I really suggest that you look him up. Jim Ron, Jim Rohn, but he touched on something powerful. He was like, it was a whole 1 hour lesson that he did, like back in, I don't even know how long ago, but very long ago. But he said something along the lines of, he's like, the Bible is very much practical as much as it is spiritual, right? Meaning that the Bible it's a principle book, man. You go look through that book, man. You gonna find them principles. I forgot how we even got here. Growth in God. Growth in God, man. Growing is godly.
Yes.
Which is why and that's what even made me even start to believe there was a God. I'm gonna be real with you because I was already applying growth principles. I was already applying all these principles that were already spiritual and growth like, and then I was like, damn, I'm on the road to God. This is the road that God is telling me I'm on the road to becoming.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You laid it down. So saying that to say, man, when you understand that these are principles, they're timeless. This ain't no real type of algebra equation, man. You know what I'm saying? 1 + 1 really equals 2 when it comes down to these principles. You get to the point where you get that paycheck and you put 10 to 20% up and you stay consistent with that. You're going to look up and you're going to have some money, right? You study something that's going to make you some money. You get you some skills and you get some wisdom. You're going to have some money.
100%.
You eat the right way and you work out a certain way and you do it consistently. You're going to have a fit body.
Exactly.
It don't get as simple as that. And just to sum up what he was talking about in the video, you don't change until you change who you are. Nothing changes around you until you change who you are, right? He was like, man, when his mentor asked him, he said, Jim, where's your Jim? Let's go over your goals. He said, let's go over your goals. Jim goes, I don't got no goals. He's like, well, your goals at home, they in your car, whatever. He's like, I don't got no goals. Well, he's like, that's the problem right there. He's like, and Jim's like, the problem is, he was emphasizing the problem was, I don't have any money. And the dude's like, you don't got any money because you don't got no goals.
Right.
I can tell you right now what your bank account looks like around a few $100s because you don't have any goals. And Jim was like, man, that hit him. Saying that to say, if you don't have any goals and if you don't change who you are, ain't nothing going to change around you, man.
Not at all.
So that's why we talk about full circle, man. So I went on a real rabbit hole, but go ahead, man.
That's why we are Full Circle, man. This is all about growth, and we're doing it real time with y'all, man. And it's a lot easier said than done, and that's why we're doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot easier to talk that talk, but we walking, bro. You know what I'm saying? We here every week. Ultimately growing. We're going into topics that would allow you to get to for you to know us better, as well as us to know each other better, right? Because we're having the conversation. You guys is behind the camera, so yeah, man. With that being said, man, check out the Discord real quick, man.
Yeah, man.
Just dropped a video on Tuesday, man. Scroll up a little bit, because this dude named Official Go Getter just dropped a video on Monday. You know what I'm saying? Breaking down SPY. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you join the Discord, man. We just hit 100 members. Shout out everybody in the Discord, man. You've been with us since the beginning. It's all love. You just joined. It's still all love, and I'm glad that you're able to see this greatness, and we're creating history. I'm glad that you guys are all going to be a part of history, as well as me being a part of history too. That sounds kind of fire.
You know what I'm saying? Because this is history. You know, you guys go do something historic yourselves, right? Mm-hmm. So look. And it all starts with you in the family. It starts with us in the family, right? You got to take this knowledge and introduce everybody to something different, man. So go up in here into the Discord. Go through the stock market news. Go through the crypto news. We keep you updated daily. We got Stocks 101 so you can know what stock market is and how to read it. Crypto 101 to know what the crypto market is and how to understand it. You got Trading Basics so you can understand trading is and how to read it. You got Stocks Analysis. I analyze stocks so you can look at certain analysis and so you can do yourself. Technical analysis, how to read the chart is what we talk about. Mindset, I'm gonna keep going. I would keep going, but no.
Join that shit. You'll see what's in here.
That's it. Look.
Come on.
Subscribe to the YouTube at Full Circle Wealth, man. We're coming out. All the clips go to the YouTube right here, Full Circle Wealth. Subscribe to the YouTube. We got our channel right here. Right here. Run that up. Subscribe to the YouTube, and then on Instagram, follow us at Full Circle Wealth. Man, this should be acting dumb, man.
Full Circle Wealth, man. We gonna see you guys next week.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, hope you guys learned something. If you didn't, let us know, man. We gonna always try to become better. All right, see you guys next week.
Full Circle out, man.